Michael, what is today's audio?
Again, we're going to talk about network streamers. I compared BLUESOUND's Node Nano and Linkplay's WiiM Ultra.
These are network streamers in the same price range. Master would like to hear a comparison between Node Nano and WiiM Ultra, wouldn't you?
Yes, I want to hear it.
Did you find any difference in sound between the two units?
As it turns out, I could not tell any difference in sound.
What equipment did you use?
The sound source is Amazon Music, the amplifier is a Marantz PM12 OSE, and the speakers are B&W 705S3. I compared the Node Nano and WiiM Ultra network streamers with analog output.
I see. What is the price of the two units?
They both cost the same, 59,400 yen.
The Node Nano and the WiiM Ultra are perfect rivals.
Yes, they are.
What are the specs?
Both DACs are made by ESS, the ES9039Q2M in the Node Nano, and the ES9038Q2M in the WiiM Ultra.
The model numbers are slightly different.
That's right. The ES9039Q2M in the later Node Nano has slightly higher specifications. The signal-to-noise ratio is 118 dB for the Node Nano and 121 dB for the WiiM Ultra, with the WiiM Ultra being higher. THD plus N is 0.0007% for Node Nano and 0.00018% for WiiM Ultra, both sufficiently low. Both have the same analog, optical digital, and coaxial digital outputs. Only WiiM Ultra has a subwoofer output. Both are equipped with a trigger output.
What is a trigger output?
It is an output that allows another device to be turned on and off in conjunction with it. In the case of a network streamer, if the amplifier has a trigger input, playing music on the network streamer will automatically turn on the amplifier. A headphone jack is provided only on the WiiM Ultra. Both models have a USB-A port, and only the WiiM Ultra has an HDMI port. Only WiiM Ultra has optical digital input and analog input.
The WiiM Ultra has more inputs.
Interestingly, only the WiiM Ultra has a phono input.
Phono input means a record player, right?
It is rare for a network streamer to be able to connect a record player. The WiiM Ultra may be intended to be a network streamer plus preamplifier.
So, there is a use for adding a power amplifier to the WiiM Ultra? That is interesting.
Also, the display is only on the WiiM Ultra. The display is easy to understand because it shows information about the songs. The remote control is also included only on the WiiM Ultra.
The two units are priced the same, but the WiiM Ultra is better equipped.
That's right. Node Nano and WiiM Ultra are the same price but have completely different equipment.
How about the texture of the housing?
The aluminum WiiM Ultra is by far the best in terms of texture. The Node Nano is a simple plastic housing. The Node Nano is 14 centimeters square and less than 4 centimeters high, while the WiiM Ultra is 20 centimeters square and 7 centimeters high. Even WiiM Ultra is half the size of a full-size audio system, but Node Nano is much smaller. The WiiM Ultra is twice as tall as the Node Nano, making it seem larger. The Node Nano weighs 570 grams, and the WiiM Ultra weighs 1.4 kilogram, making the Node Nano quite compact.
Was the sound the same between the two units?
To my ears, there was no difference in sound at all.
The Node Nano and the WiiM Pro Plus sounded different, right?
Yes, it was. Node Nano and WiiM Pro Plus were obviously different in sound. But I couldn't tell the difference between Node Nano and WiiM Ultra.
Why is that?
Probably because the DACs are made by the same company, ESS, and they have similar level DAC chips. The Node Nano and WiiM Pro Plus had DACs from ESS and Asahi Kasei.
I see. But the Node Nano and the WiiM Ultra have the same ESS but different DACs, right?
The Node Nano is the ES9039Q2M, and the WiiM Ultra is the ES9038Q2M. The specifications for these two types of DACs are slightly higher for the ES9039Q2M that the Node Nano has. Since the ES9039Q2M and ES9038Q2M are from different generations, I expected there to be a difference in sound quality.
But you didn't notice any difference in sound quality.
Maybe it depends on the limitations of my ears or the device I use to play them.
If the sound is the same and the price is the same, which is better, the Node Nano or the WiiM Ultra?
If you prefer compactness, go for the Node Nano, and if you prefer more inputs, go for the WiiM Ultra. For example, if you have a small space for desktop audio, the Node Nano would be better, while the WiiM Ultra would be better if you want to connect multiple devices such as a TV. And the WiiM Ultra is by far the most luxurious looking.
Is the small size the only advantage of the Node Nano?
Yes, it is, but smallness is important for audio equipment. And since the Node Nano is powered by USB-C, it is easy to upgrade.
Really?
The current is converted from AC to DC before it enters the device, so changing the AC adapter can improve the sound quality. As I mentioned before, I have seen an improvement in SN when the AC adapter is made of gallium nitride. Besides, the lack of a display makes for a cleaner design, and the Node Nano may be a good choice for those who don't want a lot. Also, fewer input terminals mean less noise contamination. For those who only listen to network music, the Node Nano is sufficient. Also, if you own several BLUESOUND devices, you can share the sound source of one recording medium with another device on the network. This may be a special use, but I think this is another good point of BLUESOUND.
Which one is better for you, Michael?
I think either is fine as long as the sound is the same. However, I would prefer the WiiM Ultra for the richness of inputs. Furthermore, I find the ease of use of the apps slightly better on the WiiM Home. So if I had to choose, I would say WiiM Ultra.
How do the digital outputs of the Node Nano and WiiM Ultra compare?
I compared the coaxial digital outputs of the Node Nano and the WiiM Ultra using the SU9 Pro DAC from SMCell.
What were the results?
The sound was slightly different with the digital output.
How was it different?
The WiiM Ultra has a wider soundstage, and the attack of the drums was wonderful. In comparison, the Node Nano has a narrower soundstage and seems smaller.
There was a difference in the digital output.
There was no difference in analog output, but there was a difference in digital output.
You mean the difference in components other than the DAC?
That's what I mean. Maybe the performance of DD converters is different.
Audio is very deep. Master, do you want Node Nano or WiiM Ultra?
Yes, both.